Okay, so 12, 3, 19. Okay, so first of all, objective is solving trig equations. And then some of them are not on the unit circle. So if they're not on the unit circle, you have to use our angle chart, okay? And if you don't have this, Landon, I'll get you, okay? So you're going to need this chart. So, example 1, and Sydney, if she's watching, right? Sydney's at the beach right now. Example 1, solve cosine of x, or if you want to make it theta, if you like theta better, change it to theta. Cosine of theta equals 0.8 from 0 to 2 pi. So the first thing, when I see this is not on the unit circle, so I'll have to use my calculator. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to use a calculator. So if it's not on the unit circle, and if it's on the calculus, second thing I notice is radian mode. Okay? 0.8 is not on the circle for the y values, or for the x values, right? 0.8 is not there. Can't use the unit circle. I'm going to have to use my calculator and radians, correct? Okay, so boom, change my calculator to radians, okay? So if it's not on my unit circle, I'm going to have to use my angle chart. Mode, radians, I'm good to go. Okay, cool. So, angle chart. What's it say? Here's how you use the chart. Okay, so my chart says I've got cosine of theta equals a positive decimal. That's my question. Do you see that? What am I going to do? Cosine inverse, right? So, to use my chart to find theta 1, we're just going to go cosine inverse of 0.8 will equal theta 1, okay? So, all right, just going to use my calculator, right? I'm just going to go clear. I'm going to go clear, 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 clear. Cosine inverse of 0.8, and I get an answer of about 0.64. That's an angle. So theta 1 is 0.6435 radians. That's an angle, okay? 0.6435 radians. It doesn't look like an angle, but it really is an angle. Because remember, pi is an angle, 3.14, okay? Now, how do we get the second angle? Because we need, it says from 0 to 2 pi, I need the entire unit circle. So I look at my little chart, okay? And I just did this first part here, cosine inverse, right? Reference angle. What am I going to do? 2 pi minus that angle. Okay, so I'm just going to go, okay, for theta 2. So theta 2 is 2 pi minus theta 1, which is 2 pi minus my 0.6435. Calculator, right? Calculator. So I'm just going to go, okay, 2 pi minus that answer, and I get an answer of about 5.64, about 5. So theta 2 is about a 5.64, okay? Those are answers on the unit circle. Visually, cosine is an x value. Here's 1 as an x value, so 0.8 might be about here. So the two angles you found were about there and about there. Okay, those are the two angles you found. Cosine is the x value of 0.8, it's right about here, so that's 1. Two angles found visually are here and here. Okay? Okay, now, number 2. Okay, solve. All right, let's solve. Okay, let's go minus 1, minus 1. Got 3 sine theta equals negative 1. Divide by 3, sine theta is equal to a negative 1/3. Okay, so is that on the unit circle? No. So we're going to have to use our chart. So what's it say to do? Let's see. Sine is equal to a negative, right? So I see down here if sine is equal to a negative, I'm going to do my sine inverse. And then I'll add 2 pi, and I'll show you why. So I'll do my sine inverse of, so I'll go clear, I'll go sine inverse of my negative 1/3, and I get an answer of about theta 1 is negative 0.339. However, that is not between 0 and 2 pi, is it? Can't keep this answer. Because answer I can't have because that is not within my domain. So my chart says, well, let's put it on the circle by going around. Okay, ready? If I go around 360, but not really 360. So if it's really here, as a negative, go around 360, but not really 360, but 2 pi, right? 2 pi. So I'm going to take this angle, and I'm going to go theta 1 really is 2 pi plus this negative 0.339. So I'm going to go 2 pi plus that answer. And I get an answer about 5.94. So theta 1 is about a 5.94. Okay, so far so good. So that answer is down here somewhere. And it's a y value, so the other answer's got to be over here somewhere. To find that, we go to theta 2. Okay, so theta 2, my chart says that we're going to take pi plus the absolute value of the original calculator answer. You see that? So we're going to go equals pi plus the absolute value of my negative 0.339, right? Which is really going to be, you know, pi plus 0.339. So I'm going to go, okay, pi plus 0.339, and I get an answer about 3.48. So theta 2 is about a 3.48. How am I doing?
So good.
Okay, good. Cool. Okay, example 3. Am I going too fast?
No.
Okay, example 3. Let's just solve minus 1, minus 1. I've got 2 tangent theta equals negative 1, right? Divide by 2, tangent theta is equal to a negative 1/2, right? Now, 1/2, negative 1/2 is on the unit circle, but not for tangent. But not for tangent, right? It's not for tangent. So we're going to have to use our calculator, okay? So I'm going to go tangent inverse of my negative 1/2 will give me theta 1. Okay, so if I do my calculator, tan inverse of negative 1/2, I get an answer of theta 1. I get be about a negative 0.4636. But that is not between 0 and 2 pi, is it? It's a negative angle. So if I look at my chart, what happened? What happened to my chart? So if I look at my chart, okay, I've got my tangent is equal to a negative, right? So I did my tangent inverse, but then I'm going to add 360, or I'm going to add 2 pi. You guys see that? Tangent inverse is negative, so I'm going to add 2 pi to my answer. So I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to go theta 1 is really equal to my 2, is it 2 pi or pi? No, I got it wrong. It's 2 pi. 2 pi,
Can you scoot up a little bit?
yeah, 2 pi plus my negative 0.4636. So I'm going to go 2 pi. 2 pi, oops, clear, hold on. 2 pi minus 0.436. Hold on, I'm not clear. Clear. So you guys, I'm messed up. 2 pi, I am messed up. Minus 0.4636. Okay, so I get an answer of about a theta 1. I got about a 5.82. Okay.
Wait, Mr. Davies,
Mm-hmm.
on our reference angle sheet, it says for tangent to the reference angle that was added to pi, not to pi.
Right. So I haven't done the reference angle yet. You're ahead of me. So all I did is I found the first one. Just found theta 1.
And then you minus it by pi.
Yeah. So then I'm going to take this answer. Okay. I'm going to take this answer. So this is my theta. I'm going to go 5.82, and I'm going to minus pi. Okay. And the reason that works is what we found is an angle down here. Tangent's 180 away, right? So we're just going to take this answer, spin it 180 by subtracting pi. Okay. And so if I take that minus pi, I get an answer of about 2.68. Now, there is another way to do this, and that is to graph them on your calculator and go to the intersect. That will work. And I'll show that. If anybody wants to see that at lunch, I'll show that, okay? The other way is to graph these. Remember how we graphed them yesterday?
I don't like
On the
those.
calculator, and you can go the intersect button, and
Oh,
so
I do like
if anybody wants to see that at lunch, I'll show it, okay? That to me is more tedious than this, believe it or not, okay? All right, turn the page. Now, this looks hard, but it's not. But it's not. So let's go back and think algebra. So if I go and rewrite this one as a 2x squared minus a 3x minus 3 equals 0, okay? How would you solve for x? Factor. Let's see if it factors, right? 2x, x, 3, and 1. Does this factor?
No.
No.
You did this to us.
Didn't mean to do this to you.
I was like looking at.
Let's make this easy on ourselves. If we make that a 1, I think it'll factor, okay? Let's just make this easy. What would happen? Well, we can talk about that one. Plus 1. Plus 1. Now it'd work. That would factor. Darn it. Didn't want that hard of a problem. There we go. Change it to plus 1, okay? And then factor. You okay with my changes? I didn't want to use the poly button or quadratic formula. Let's get something that'll factor, okay? So I made it easier by getting something that'll factor. Okay, so then instead of x's, it's really going to be factor 2 sine theta minus 1 and sine theta minus 1 equals 0. Okay? Yeah, it's a better problem. I should have made it that anyway. Okay? Got my mini equations, right? I've got a 2 sine theta minus 1 equals 0 and a sine theta minus 1 equals 0, right? Let's solve. Sine theta equals 1/2 and sine theta equals 1. Now, if it's on the unit circle, let's save ourselves a whole lot of work and just find it, okay? Sine is the y value, 1/2 is up there, okay? Sine is the y value, 1/2 is up there. Okay, so where's 1/2? Where's 1/2? Okay, 1/2 for the y.
Pi 6.
Pi 6, so theta 1 is pi 6. And there's another one.
5 pi 6.
Yeah. Theta 2 is 5 pi 6. Okay. 1/2 for the y, because we're talking about sine, pi 6. 1/2 for the y, right? Sine's the y value, 5 pi 6. Okay, now, how about 1? Where's the y value equal to 1?
Pi
3 by
4.
halves. 3 by halves.
That's negative 1.
5 pi 4.
Thank you, pi halves.
What? Oh, not tangent.
Oh.
I did it again.
You had negative 1. Right?
Wait.
So sine equals 1 is right here.
Oh wait, I forgot.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 answers, right?
I forgot what.
Okay, last but not least. Okay, before you do 5, let me show you what's going on. All right? All right. If I had 2x squared plus, oh, we can do this one. We can do this one. This is not hard. Yeah, let's just do it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So on the side, little mini, if I had 2x squared plus 1x equals 0, how would you solve? What would you do?
Factor. No, common factor.
Oh, very good. Common factor on x, right? And I have a 2x plus 1, right? So let's do the same thing here. What do they have in common?
Cosine.
So I take out a cosine theta, and I have a 2 cosine theta plus 1 equals 0, right? How am I doing?
Good.
Okay. Many equations. Cosine theta equals 0. 2 cosine theta plus 1 equals 0, right? This one's solved. This one's going to be cosine theta equals negative 1/2, right? Subtract 1, divide by 2, right?
Yes.
That's good. Okay, now, If it's on the unit circle, take that answer. Where is the x value equal to 0?
It would be
Pi
halves.
Pi halves, yes. And where's the other? And 3 pi halves. X value, here it is, x value 0 and x value 0, okay? Right? Where is cosine equal to negative 1/2? 2 pi thirds and 4 pi thirds. And I'll show it, okay? So negative 1/2 for cosine is here, hold on, here, 2 pi thirds, and here. Got it? So there's 4 answers, 4 angles, okay? All right, here we go. Example 6. Okay, we've got some identities. So find your identity sheet, okay? Find your identity sheet. Find your identity. Can I borrow this?
Yes.
Get the back of this. Beautiful. Okay. All right. I'm going to change this. So we look at my identity chart, and that's a double angle, right? So I look on the back, and I got my cosine of 2 theta, right?
Yeah, there's
And I got 3 choices, right? I got 3 choices, but there's only one I really want to use. I can either use the first one, second one, or third one. Which one do you think we should use?
For second, third.
Third,
First.
yes, but is this? I don't think this.
I think second.
No, I want the third one.
Did I do it right or wrong?
There's something wrong about this. Anybody else have it?
I have mine.
It's just there's no negative 1 in the back, is it?
There is a
It's
negative
1
1 in the
minus-
back, but
is
it's
it 1
2
minus?
times cosine squared.
Let me see what you have, because I don't have these memorized.
It's
Okay.
2 times cosine squared minus 1.
Yeah. Okay, Zoe, we're gonna fix yours, okay? It is a. There's no times here. It's just here, Zoe. I'm gonna fix this for you,
No
okay?
minus, it's times.
Yeah, it's 2 times, so it's just a 2. Here goes, Zoe. We're gonna fix this for you. That's it, right?
Okay.
Now, the reason I want to use this one is look at my problem, okay? So look at my problem. Cosines, cosines. Let's not throw a sign in there. Because it's like trying to solve for x's and y's are different, right? Let's keep it
Yeah.
all cosines. Does that make sense? So let's use the third one, because the third one's cosines. So we've got cosines, cosines, okay? Does that make sense why I want to use this one? Keep it all cosines. Don't mess up cosines with sines, because you will ask for more work. It can be done. Then you got to change your cosine squared or your sine squares into cosines. Too much work. Okay, so let's change this into 2 cosine squared theta minus 1 equals cosine of theta. Because my identity I just used was the third one. Cosine of 2 theta is equal to a 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. So I just used this identity and made my substitution. Okay, now what?
What was that? Can you just get over?
Yeah, there's my identity. I just used this identity. So I rewrote, made my substitution right there, okay? Okay. If it was x's, it'd be like a 2x squared minus 1 equals x. What would you do?
Minus.
It would be
No.
x equals 0.
2x squared minus x minus 1 equals 0, right?
And then
Right? 2x, x, right? 1 and 1, I'm going to make this minus, not plus, okay?
what would that be? 2.
Yep. I'd get a negative 2, positive 1 makes a negative 1, right? It's okay, so we're doing great. Okay, everybody see that? Okay, so let's not do it in terms of x's, let's do it in terms of cosines, okay? So let's do it in terms of cosines. So let's check this out. Let's go, okay, I'm going to go a 2 cosine squared theta minus, I'll put a 1 to make it easier, cosine theta minus 1 equals 0, right? So brought over the cosine. Kaiwa said brought over the x, same thing, right? Factor 2 cosine theta, because that makes a 2 cosine squared, right?
I need 1 and 1, positive, negative. Okay, how am I doing? Got my mini equations, right? I've got a 2 cosine theta plus 1 equals 0, and a cosine theta minus 1 equals 0, right? Cosine theta equals negative 1/2. Cosine theta equals 1. Did I go too fast on that?
So I just solved one. Minus 1 divided by 2, right? And here it's plus 1, okay? Now, if it's on the unit circle, those are the answers we want to take. And they are on the unit circle. Negative 1/2 for cosine is the x value. Negative 1/2 for,
2 pi thirds.
yep, and
4 pi thirds.
perfect. You guys see it? Okay.
So theta 1, theta 2. So theta 1 is 2 pi thirds. Theta 2 is 4 pi thirds. Where's cosine equal to 1?
2 pi. Which is
Yes. So here's the question. Okay. It's, which one is it? Is it 0 or 2 pi?
2 pi. That's
0.
gonna be 2 pi.
How do you know? Look at what I wrote here.
0 and 2 pi. So it'd be
This is the same thing as this. Can it equal 2 pi?
No.
So which answer do you have to take?
0.
Is 0. Okay, so theta 3 is 0. How's that? Okay. All right. Are your heads hurting today?